Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show on ZSPN on YouTube. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Portland Trailblazers tonight. Once again, this was a bad loss for the Los Angeles Lakers. A it was kind of a heartbreaking loss, in my opinion, when it came down to this loss for the Los Angeles Lakers against the Portland Trailblazers. Um, without LeBron James, without Dennis Schroeder, THT, you can just tell that with the missing pieces, they were expected to struggle in this game. There was some glimpse of the Lakers potentially winning in certain situations, but unfortunately, Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers just came to play. And sadly, when it's all said and done, with this loss from the Los Angeles Lakers, they do fall to the seventh seed in the Western Conference. Basically, they are now in the conversations for the play-in tournament. Now, can things change from now until the end of the season for the Los Angeles Lakers? Yes, because there is some winnable games if the Lakers put their minds and their abilities, and possibly if LeBron James returns next week, they could potentially beat teams like the New York Knicks, the Pelicans. It's just one of those certain teams that can be winnable games, and we have to see if the Portland Trailblazers have the abilities to probably win games on their list or possibly lose some. And then you have the Dallas Mavericks as well. So the Lakers are looking at basically three teams in front of them, or basically two, really, if they want to get into the fifth seed or the fourth seed type of situation, instead of going into the play-in tournament. But it's just remains to be seen about that. But guys, I have to say, I have to commend Anthony Davis on his great performance tonight. He had 36 points, and I might be mistaken, I believe he had 8 rebounds. I mean, he really balled out for the Los Angeles Lakers, and with pressure under him. He was supposed to be, he had back spasms. So it really showed that he was committed to playing tonight, and it showed by the great performance that he brought to the table. Now, I already mentioned it. The Lakers are lacking players from Dennis Schroeder and LeBron James and THT. But, Anthony Davis, he just came around and just really brought his performance in tonight's game against the Portland Trailblazers, but it just wasn't enough, and it's due to the circumstances that it was surrounding him. You had Alex Caruso, who he had a great night. Let's just be honest here. I believe it's Alex Caruso. Maybe it was KCP, possibly. I might be mistaken here, guys. Last time I checked, it was Alex Caruso who had either 18 points or maybe it was KCP. I might be mistaken, but he did have a great performance, helping out the Lakers due to the circumstances. And then, sadly, guys, we have to bring up Andre Drummond. His performance was pathetic. Okay, I hate to, that's a strong word to put at a player, but it's just one of those type of performances that you can just tell that he wasn't in it, and he got fouled out. So, with 6 fouls under his belt, and did not play, I believe, in the I might be mistaken, he didn't play in the fourth quarter, because last time I checked, he was already fouled out when he came to the third quarter, I believe. So, he was struggling foul wise, and it's just if he was still there, maybe things would have changed when it came to protecting the rim type of scenario. But it just wasn't the case. I just think Andre Drummond needs to get his act together. He really needs to step up his role on this Lakers team and just try to be a reliable third option for the Los Angeles Lakers, because it's just not working out when it's all said and done. I mean, it's just not. So hopefully he just turns things around. But it's just sad, really sad to see Andre Drummond playing the way he is. When it came to the rest of the Lakers squad, guys, the bench, not a lot of effort from the bench role, to be honest with you. I mean, no Montrezl Harrell, so I'm not sure why he didn't play tonight. I didn't check any injury reports or anything like that, but he wasn't playing, and I think if he was playing tonight, things would have been much different when it came to results of the end game. So, Montrezl Harrell, he wasn't playing tonight, and then when you look at the bench, Marcus Gasol had 6 points, and I believe he went 2 of 3 from the three. And then you had, Ben McLemore, who also scored 6 points and had, I believe, maybe he went 2 of 3 or maybe 2 of 4, something like that. And then there was another player who also had 6 points and had like 2 to 3, went 2 of 3 from the three. So there was just some efforts from the shooting threes from the second unit, but the scoring wise, it just wasn't there when it came to the second unit. It was lacking players like Montrezl Harrell and other players like that. So I believe it was Markieff Morris, the other player I was probably didn't mention, but he's just their efforts was not well known in tonight's game when it came to the second unit. And I just real quick checked the stat line. KCP had 17 points. Alex Caruso had 18 points. So I just wanted to make sure so you guys will know what I was talking about when it came to Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso's great performance. He stepped up, when it came down to helping out the Lakers in the starting lineup. So he had 18 points. KCP had 17 points. And then when it came to Kyle Kuzma, guys, Stephen A., I was watching First Take today, and he really brought up a great, statement when it came to, Kyle Kuzma's, performances when it came to this season. At one night, he gives us 25 points. Then the next night, he nowhere to be found. This one was one of them, and I really started to notice how he performs on an every other game basis. I'm not sure what's going on with the guy. Really, I really don't. This is not the Kyle Kuzma that we appreciate and support when it came to the Lakers keeping him in that trade when we trade him to when he was in the conversations of the Anthony Davis trade, and the Lakers kept him, and it's just when we look now and see what Brandon Ingram is doing and stuff like that. I mean, you can honestly say that the Lakers kind of made a mistake when it came to trading, putting the package and keeping Kyle Kuzma instead of keeping players like Brandon Ingram and stuff like that. So if only we could turn back time. So Stephen A. Smith, he was just right on that point, and I believe every Laker feels that way when it comes to the performances of what we've been seeing from Kyle Kuzma for these past couple of games and basically this season. So one night he performs to the greatest ability, then one night he just doesn't. So we really needed him when it's all said and done. And guys, it's just the basic facts. I mean, if we don't have Dennis Schroeder, if we don't have LeBron James and THT, players like Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond, Kyle Kuzma, those certain players, they need to step up to the best of their ability. And we just didn't see that when it came to this particular game. The only player that did step up was, only, no, let me rephrase myself. No, it was, AD, Alex Caruso, and then KCP. But when it came to Kyle Kuzma, he was a no-show. And then, as I mentioned with Montrezl Harrell, he was, not playing for some reason. So, it was just a disappointing loss. And guys, I can get all mad and just go on a rant right now, but I realize the circumstances of the Los Angeles Lakers. This is the type of territory that is just not who the Lakers are. And we've been in worse situations. I mean, I like to go back and refer to the Lakers in 2012, 2013, that drought of 6 years of just developing players, but it's just never worked out. And when it came to free agency, nobody wanted to sign with us, and just stuff like that. So it's just one of those type of situations that I just have to say that when it came to the Lakers right now and their situation, it's bad and it's something to panic. But I have full faith when it comes to the Lakers and their situation and possibly turning things around. That's why when we think about the playoffs, the Lakers could bounce back and just perform to the best of their ability when it comes to the playoffs. Now, if that's going to happen in the play-in tournament, or maybe possibly these next couple of games, if they can win games like, the Houston Rockets game, the New Orleans Pelicans, those certain games, as I mentioned. So those certain games, and the New York Knicks, maybe they can win a game there. So if they can win games like that in these final, games remaining under their schedule, maybe they can change things. Maybe they'll get back to the fifth seat, or maybe possibly, just be back in the sixth spot. Instead of where they are right now with this loss. They are now in the seventh seat, which is obviously in the range of the play-in tournament. So, guys, we just have to, keep the faith and just, have good faith that the Lakers will bounce back. I mean, I keep saying this, but it's the reality. It's the reality of the Lakers situation that they're in. Without having LeBron James, without having Dennis Schroeder to be that scorer, and THT being that reliable player on the bench, it's kind of seeing how the Lakers will struggle in these certain games like this, and Anthony Davis, he just came back from an injury, and he did have back spasms and stuff like that. So you're going to see a guy like him struggle here and there. But I was impressed in tonight's game. That's all I really have to say about that. But I just want other players like Andre Drummond, Kyle Kuzma, and Alex Caruso, KCP, to step up their role, and also Montrezl Harrell when it comes to the second unit. So moving forward, guys, I know the Lakers are going to be facing the Phoenix Suns on Sunday, so maybe they can get a win there. But the Phoenix Suns are a tough team. I mean, I believe they're in the second seed or the third seed in the Western Conference, so they are a very tough team with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. So the combination of those guys, they play very well together, and we just have to see. We just have to see, and hopefully the Lakers will turn things around in these next couple of games to go. And I believe THT will be back, so that's because he'll be out for 2 games, and there's already been 2 games, so maybe we'll see him on Sunday. But still remains to be seen about his status. So that's all I really had to say, guys. So please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, share my videos, and please give me your thoughts about the Lakers' loss against the Portland Trailblazers. And guys, give me your thoughts about the Lakers' circumstances. Do you agree with my analysis, or do you think that this is getting ridiculous? The Lakers should be you know, with Anthony Davis and Andre Drummond and Kyle Kuzma and stuff, they should be winning games like this. I mean, I personally understand and feel that sort of sentiment, but at the same time, guys, without having your leader in LeBron James, and without having Dennis Schroeder being that point guard scorer that he is, you're going to see the Lakers struggle in certain games like this because this team was built around LeBron and Anthony Davis, but it was mostly LeBron James. So I can understand Laker fans' frustration, but this is the reality, and hopefully the Lakers will bounce back from this and in much better fashion moving forward. So, guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. Guys, make sure to subscribe to my ZSPN podcast on Anchor. It is all on podcast distributions like Spotify. It's also on Radio Public and also on Breaker. So my podcast is on every single podcast platform. So if you guys have a platform of where you listen to podcasts, make sure and please show me the support by subscribing to the ZSPN podcast. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to follow me all across social media, ZSPN on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. And, of course, subscribe to the channel and subscribe to ZSPN Podcasts. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.